Hey, how do you like this? I'm Dan Israel, and you're watching Tomwashere.
Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the Weight Loss Journey 2024. We have gone through since the last part where you saw me take my opening shot of the Zepbound. We have now taken our final shot of the Zepbound that was actually taken a few days ago on Wednesday. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea on kind of what I experienced in this past month. I wasn't sure about any side effects or, kind of what I was getting myself into. But what actually happened was really interesting. I didn't really run into any side effects with the Zepbound medication. The only couple things that I experienced were and look, I can be honest with you at this point. There's no shame. You saw from here down, in the open world on YouTube, so I don't think there's any more shame at this point. I got like a little gassy at times. Like there were times where I would like burped a lot, or just a gas buildup. So that was the only thing I really noticed in terms of a side effect for the Zepbound in month 1. Now, when I reached out to my doctor to determine what to do from this point on, they called in a prescription for like the next dose up. So now, starting on Wednesday, I'll be starting to take the next elevated dose. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure how many doses of Zepbound, like I don't know how far it goes, like as far as the scale goes. But this is the next step up from that, because I didn't really notice anything as far as like side effects. I didn't really have any complications, and it was doing what I kind of was hoping it would do. It was very strange, really. I am someone that will snack a good bit. Sometimes it's, I come up from work and it's like, all right, I gotta just have like a snack or something, or I gotta, snack, or I snack post dinner and I snack late at night, and just bad habits all around. What the Zepbound did that I noticed was I didn't have that craving to snack, because I'm a certain person that does like bored snacking. And I know I'm not alone here. I know other people do it, but like you get bored and you're just like, I need something to do. Even if you're doing something that entertains you, like watching a movie or playing a video game, I still get that thing where it's just like, you gotta eat something. I don't really have to eat something. And the Zepbound medication did help me to not eat things. I didn't even consider it at times. Now, there were times during this course of the month where I did have a craving. I wanted some snack or whatever, and I'd go usually get like a small handful of chips, eat them. Small, maybe like a few crackers or whatever, and eat them. Small handful of peanuts, eat it, and then be fine. So in that circumstance, now when I say fine, I'm like not to the point where I was full or I felt full. Now during the meals, I would feel full. And I would feel full, needing, because I generally am a big meal person. Like you get like, like if you're making hamburgers at home, like instead of one hamburger, I'd make 2 hamburgers and fries. But I will say, like getting through, like if you're eating that one hamburger, you felt pretty good. Like you wouldn't necessarily need to eat another one at that point. So that certainly helps. And I think that will only get to a certain point, and then the additional medication, the additional thing will only emphasize that, where it'll get tougher and tougher to eat bigger meals, which is fine. I don't necessarily need to eat bigger meals. In fact, I need to eat smaller meals. I know it wants to get to a point where I'm eating just very small meals. Now, there's a point I don't, where, I obviously want to eat something. I don't want to get to the point where I'm eating like hardly anything, because I know that's not good either. So far so good. I'm still able to eat the things I kind of want to eat. And I did definitely make some not great choices this past month. I made good choices as well. It was kind of a mixed bag of them, but I will say that the times where I was either gassy or, my stomach just didn't feel a little off, but not to the point where I got sick or anything, because I've heard side effects of people that got really, like sick, like throwing up or nauseous. I haven't dealt with any of that at all. But the rare times where I did get like gassy or like a side effect of that was when it was usually the day after, or, you know, shortly after I had like a meal that wasn't like the most healthy. So something to consider on that. Because I know it's a marathon and not a sprint. And there are times, just based on how our chaotic life is, that I'm not going to be able to eat the healthiest meal at all times. It's just not going to happen. You know, it's going to be just kind of whatever we have, you know, like a mixed bag of stuff. So just knowing that, you know, you have the potential to potentially have those side effects should that occur. And this is my thing. It's not necessarily something that you'll experience in this regard. And maybe you may have something completely different. You may have far worse. You may have no side effects at all. But I am curious to some of you, if you have started this recently, or if you're further along in the process than I am, what you've run into in terms of a, you know, a side effect, or issues, or any complications, or just results in general. You know, if you haven't come into any side effects, but the weight keeps coming off, that's great. That's awesome, in fact. That has been my experience with Zepbound within the first month. I am going up a medication dose, so curious to see what effects that has, both positive and negative. I will share with you in a future video. The other thing I wanted to address in terms of a weight loss journey was my road to 40 weight loss videos I had done, and most of those videos consisted of the trials of getting a sleep apnea mask. I went through the test. You saw that, you know, for the few people that watched those videos, you saw that in a previous video, but I never showed the payoff of actually showing or getting into the experience of what my own machine is like here. So I wanted to show kind of what that all entails. So I wanted to kind of, you know, give you the idea of what I'm dealing with every night. Yeah, if you could pardon the mess that is my office for the moment. This is the machine here. It's not plugged in, but the reservoir for the water that's supposed to actually help. And touchscreen, you can set temperature settings, you can check settings, and then when you press this button, it sucks to your face. This deal here. This thing sucks right to your face. And this very long hose is leading to this mask here. And this mask is what I deal with every night before I go to bed. And so there's different ways to put it on. I know you're supposed to like unbuckle it. I've been getting used to just like sliding it over and kind of doing it this way. Because after all,
no one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Now, yeah, this is it. And then what happens is that when I hit the button on the machine, this little thing clings to your face like the Alien. You know, the Alien face hugger thing, where just like, it'll go like that to your face. And you actually hear it. You can hear it go, and it sucks to your face like this. Can I say it's the most comfortable thing ever? No, it's not. This is unnatural. This is not something that you should be sleeping with. Unfortunately, I'm in a position where I'm still bigger and I have to use it. And I will say there are positives and negatives when using it. For example, I notice on the app that I run that the one thing that comes from this is that the episodes in which I have, because the thing with sleep apnea is that you will stop breathing. Not great. But you will stop breathing at various points in the night. You'll be snoring and then you'll stop breathing and then you'll start again. Apparently I was on the severe side of that, which when they tested me, and I can't remember if I mentioned this video, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like 40 to 50 times an hour this happened. Not good. Not very good at all. In fact, a little terrifying in that circumstance. This machine takes it down to 1 to less than 1 events in an hour, which is a considerable difference. And because of that, you can get better sleep, better, deeper sleep as a result. Now, the downside of this is that if that worked consistently and I was able to sleep through the night with this, which is what I really thought was going to happen, it would be great. The problem is that I don't know if I'm doing a wrong setting, or maybe if someone watches this and they have a sleep apnea machine, they can let me know. But I haven't had anybody else really tell me, and this, I'm unfamiliar with this, is that I wake up with the driest Sahara Desert mouth. Like, it's like I've been walking through like I've never felt more dehydrated getting up. And so it wakes me up at various points in the night, and as soon as I wake up, I take the mask off, and instantly this is supposed to have like a was a humidifier or dehumidifier, I can't remember, I'm blanking on the thing, but it's supposed to, you know, have that thing where you set it, and I have it set to like the automatic setting, which I had it in the summertime set to like a setting for like higher temperature, and it worked a little bit better, but the auto setting works horribly for this. And I don't know if maybe it's a wrong setting or something I'm doing wrong, but yeah, it's definitely not working in that circumstance, because it wakes me up at various points of the night, and then I have to either take it off or have to drink. I have to always have water by the bed, just to like, not just like drink, but like swirl it around the mouth to like, you know, it'd be like if you were in a desert and somebody gave you water, you'd be like drinking it and swirling around and getting that, you know, that bad no taste out of your mouth. It's probably because I sleep with my mouth open. That's probably what the circumstances are of this. But it's just very strange, and I don't really have a solution for that as of yet. But beyond that, I have gotten more used to it than I thought I would. I really had struggles at the beginning, but it works so much better than when I did the testing, and it was just like the things that were in my nose. That was awful. That was truly awful. I was miserable during the test, and they said that's the easy way. The face is so much easier than that. So much easier. But like I said, it's my opinion. You know, your mileage may vary on that. You may have a different result in that circumstance. But I will say that several times, and this has happened, it still happens today, every once in a while, usually about once a week, I'll wake up in the morning and the mask is not on. At some point in the night, I just threw it off the side of my face. Like, I was just like, done, not even thinking, not even acknowledging that this occurred. Not even comprehending that this occurred. I just took it and I just threw it off my face. Is basically what I did. So that was something that I, you know, I still haven't got used to it in this regard. It's not something where I am able to really ever get used to. Like there's still a difficulty level and I also have a bad sleep habit. I have bad sleep habits. So I go to bed really late, wake up really early. Not really something that works well with the sleep apnea machine. So it's definitely something that, you know, there's some trials and tribulations for that. Obviously, doing something where I go to sleep earlier will be helpful for that. I just need to figure out how to get myself out of this bad habit of doing that. So that is where I've run into with sleep apnea machine. If you have one yourself, I would love to know what you deal with in terms of like having, you know, did you wake up with like completely like dry, like your mouth's dry and your, you know, just that's because that's what I'm dealing with. So if somebody has a tip or trick or a setting to get rid of that, I would be very curious to see what can be done to get rid of that, because I've tried all the settings and nothing really seems to work. So do want to step on that scale and kind of see what we have, how it's been going this past month. Can I say I've ate perfectly? No. Can I say I've ate badly at times? Absolutely. But I have eaten less, which is generally the easiest part moving forward. I have eaten less than I normally do. I have snacked less than I normally do. Those are major things that needed to happen. They were not something that were easy to break without this medication. And I was surprised at how effective this medication was at just simply making me not interested in doing that all the time. So We're going to step on the scale. We're going to see how it does. Like I said, the last injection was this week, so it's been about 4 weeks. And I don't know if I'm expecting some godly big number, but hopefully it shows some level of result, and I'm curious to see what it shows. Here we go. 304.4. Not too bad. Okay, well, so 304.4, that's down about 10 pounds from where we weighed in at initially. We're 314, which I was surprised it was a bit on the lower side. It was 314 I did about a month ago. So down about 10 pounds since the start of this thing. Like I said, it wasn't perfect. I didn't eat exactly, you know, all the, you know, much healthier choices. I could have made better choices in that regard. But I made some okay choices, and I, definitely ate far less than what I have been. And I think certainly the ramp up in medication will help with that. But still feel accomplished in that you're still down 10 pounds. Obviously, it probably could have been down a little bit more, I think. And adding more of a routine with exercise and dieting and also eating healthier and better choices will certainly assist with that. But I do like where it stands so far. I think that medication works pretty good. I haven't run into, like I said, any noticeable side effects. So I feel good in that regard. I'm curious to see what the next dose will do. It may be something where, obviously as it builds up and gets more intense, the more difficult it will be to eat, either probably badly or, maybe is bigger, especially with some of the bigger meals that I have been as of late. So it's definitely something that, I'm looking forward to, seeing what the benefits are, seeing what the additional benefits are with going up a dose. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not, everybody has different results that they run into. Everybody has different challenges and side effects that they certainly run into. And hopefully, does this work out, I guess, for everybody in this circumstance? Like when somebody that's been through the first month, did you run into additional side effects, good or, were there unexpected things that you'd run into that I haven't run into? I'd be curious to let me know in the comments down below. Definitely also looking forward to, any comments on this thing here, and ways to make this better, ways to make this more comfortable moving forward. Especially with that dry mouth thing. I can't, it bothers me to an intense degree, and I'm almost certain that's why I'm throwing the mask off at various points in the middle of the night. But wanted to get your input. I wanted to also update you on, my progress and what I'm doing. So, that's it as far as the weight loss journey is concerned. Down about 10 pounds since the start of this thing. Obviously, the goal has not been met. The goal was not even close, but it's also the start of something. I was hoping, really, not expecting, but kind of hoping to be out of the 300s within the first month. I knew maybe that was a taller task, but very close. I'm at 304 at the moment, so very close to being out of the 300s yet again. Sad that I let myself get this far, but what are you gonna do? Knowing that hopefully I'll get into a position where I'm not going to do this again. I'm hoping that I'm not going to do this again. I'm going to really try hard not to do this again. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But guys, thanks so much for watching. If you are new here, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support me on Patreon, like John Bailey, like Brett Persing, like Faye Ended, you can do so. Link is in the description below. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt, a Tomwashere t-shirt, you can do so at Spreadshirt, as well as links to my eBay store, Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, and the Pennsylvania Autograph Collectors Association. Links are in the description below. But another part down. Moving up in medication. Trying to deal with this thing. Now, hopefully I can get to a point where maybe I lose enough weight that I don't have to deal with this thing anymore. And that's the ideal scenario. Because this thing is also very expensive. A lot of upkeep with this thing. A lot of new parts that you have to get every once in a while. But, guys, thanks so much for watching. And until the next weight loss video, I will see you soon. But until then, bye everyone.